Here we go. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing today? Let me know if you can hear and see me all good in the chat. Let me know how your week has been. Sorry, I feel like we've always got technical difficulties when I come on, but I really appreciate everyone's patience. You guys are amazing. Thank you all for being here. So I'm going to go through what I've been trading today and the last couple days. I finally decided let's focus on this account. Obviously, you guys would have seen last week we were in drawdown, but now we are in a profit and we have $425 floating profit at the moment. So it's going good. Going to focus on getting this account passed. It's a lightning account, so that means only one challenge phase. The goal on this 25k account is 2,500, so just 10%. Yeah, let's get it passed, guys. But yeah, so let's have a little rundown of the trades today. And yeah, let me know in the chat how your week has been. Calm Night, do you remember me? I feel like I have seen your name here a few times. What's up with Euro USD? What do you mean what's up? Are you saying why did I take the sell? Or kind of like what do you mean by that? But yeah, what I'm gonna do, guys, is talk you through the trades that I have taken. So I closed out on a silver trade today, which I was in from yesterday. Close trades. So let's have a look at. I was in an NQ buy, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the strategy that I use. And this is something that I've had to really come to terms with. With my strategy, I will go break even at a 1-to-1, and then I will only start trailing my stop loss when we go to 1-to-2. Then we will go we'll bring the stop loss to 1-to-1. So if we don't hit a 1-to-2, unfortunately we come out at break even, which quite a few times we get so close and then we go against. But I'm learning to be okay with this, and we're going to talk about that today. How much cut for me from the strat? Oh, this is going well. Fine, amazing. Okay, so I want to show you guys 1 week. So we've had a stop loss hit today, which was Euro USD. It was a very annoying trade because the stop loss literally just took me out by not even a pip. And then obviously it's just dropped down. I was already in a long position, so I was actually trying to add to. Are you on a long on Euro US? Can you guys see my screen? Because that's definitely not a long, guys. That's a short. Hey, Princess Rachel, how are you doing? I hope you've had a good trading week. It's actually been a really, really good week for me. I got the account back into profit on Monday. I missed all of my trades on Tuesday. Then my trades that I took on Wednesday were pretty much break even, and then a very, very small loss. But then to yesterday and today have been really good days. Yeah, exactly, mobile trader. It is a short. We are not in longs on Euro USD. I personally wouldn't be in a long right now. I'll tell you why. But yeah, I was just double checking because someone was saying, "Are you in a long on Euro USD?" But yeah, so it was really annoying. I did try to take I tried to add to the position that I'm in this long position. No, sorry, now I'm getting all confused. In a short position. So mobile trader, it's good to have you here. It's always great to see new faces. I trade Euro USD, GBP USD. gold, silver, and NQ. I was trialing out doing a couple more, but in all honesty, I really get a bit overwhelmed when I'm looking at too many different things. So we're just going to stick to, I feel like this is a good amount, it's literally five things to be looking at. But yeah, so this particular trade that we're looking at here, I'll explain to you why I actually entered this trade. It was a breakout of a trend line. So you guys know that I like to trade trend lines. So I'm going to show you why we took this trade. And for me, I actually only take trend line trades when it is the 4-hour and the daily. So let's start at the lowest point that we can see. So we're going to start all the way down here, and we are going to, so originally the trend line would have been here, then we move it out as it breaks. So this is the area that it broke. Then we want to have a counter trend line as well. So that just means a trend line coming down from the other side. I mean, I'm assuming sometimes when you see wicks like that, that is just news. So originally this trend line, was down there. Then we move it out every single time we break it. So this was the position that I took. I didn't just purely take this based on a breakout, because if that was the case, we would have entered down here when this candle broke out. I also like to take into consideration market structure. So when it comes to market structure, I'm not just talking about are we going up or are we going down, but are we in the pullback or are we in the extension? And I always like to enter a trade, whether or not we're going up or down, but in the pullback. So let's just give you guys a little example of what I mean by this. So we're starting at the top here. This is the extension. Then we pull back. Then we extend, pull back, extend. So in this downtrend, when we broke out, we were in the extension. I wanted to see some type of pullback, and because this was a break out of a trend line, the nice thing to see is to actually see it come to retest the area that it broke out of. And you can see here we came back to retest this trend line. We got a big rejection above, and when this candle closed, this is where I entered my trade. I did have, it was a 30 stop loss. So it was a lot bigger of a stop loss than I would usually have when I'm day trading. This is definitely more of a swing position. I entered this trade yesterday morning, and obviously you can still see we're still in the trade now. Okay, just reading some of your comments, guys. How is NAS for sales? So I was actually in a buy and it nearly hit my 1 to 2, but it took me out of break even. So I'll go through that in a second. I haven't looked at it since. So trendline breakouts. I only trade trendline breakouts on the higher time frame. So I won't do this on the 1 hour. I will only do this on the 4-hour or a daily trend line. So these are like my swing positions, and then we're trading with the trend. So right now, we have a very steep trend here, which is really respecting. And what I'm doing at the moment is I'm literally just trailing my stop loss down. So currently, my stop loss is at a 1 to 1. We hit our, so with a swing trade, I won't go break even until we hit our 1 to 2. We hit our 1 to 2, I went break even. We hit our 1 to 3, we've now gone 1 to 1. So when we hit 1 to 4, if we hit 1 to 4, then then I will trail my stop loss down to a 1 to 2. If we break this trend line and start coming out here, yes, we could technically still be in this downward trend, but for me, I will probably be happy to call it a day. And with this trailing strategy with my risk management, I've had to really get used to being okay with coming out of a lot of trades at break even. And in all honesty, I'd rather be break even than lose money. And this is something that I have really been focusing on with my emotions. We're about today's news that delays. What about today's news that delays? What do you mean by that? I'm just going to check to see if we've got any more news this afternoon. I mean, we have got speeches this afternoon with in the US, but nothing too major. Okay, so that's why I entered this trade. Let me show you how I took a stop loss today. And like I said, the trade has played out perfectly. It literally took me out by a pip. So okay, so I'm gonna have to mark up Asia highs and Asia lows, because I basically use some liquidity concepts to enter my day trades. So let me just mark up highs and lows. Yeah, we had quite a small range. Sorry guys, I was really focusing then. Oh, that's why I'm like really struggling to see, because my screen was so dark. Okay, so this was the Asia highs, Asia lows. I was waiting for a reaction. We got our reaction here, which was a breakout of the lows. So then once we break out the lows, this was our 12 p.m. candle. It was then New York, where I didn't, I'm sure it was, I don't know if the times are just wrong here, but okay, so what I was waiting for, something that I've been using, guys, because where I use top-down analysis, something that I used to always get really faked out with all the time is looking at old data. A lot of people don't understand how to actually do top-down analysis, because a lot of the time they look at old data and they don't actually know how to read and how to use the different time frames. So we've dropped down now. So we're looking at candles only from 1 p.m. onwards. We're not looking at anything behind. So I've started to use this vertical line to show me that we're only looking at data on the right hand side. So we're now going to wait until we get some type of structure. So we have to wait. We're down here. I'm so sure. Why is this looking? It is today. Maybe the times are just weird and wrong on my account. I don't know, but I'm so sure this was way earlier than 2 p.m. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, like this morning. Anyway, moving forwards, we're gonna have a look at this. Have a look at where we then created the structure. So this green candle here was the 345 candle. So then we're only looking at data when we drop down after the 345 candle. So from 2 p.m. onwards. So let's drop down to the 5-minute now. And we're going to mark up here. On our 2 p.m. Yeah, see, I'm a bit confused. I was doing my analysis on TradingView, but I literally only just about got stopped out, which was really annoying, because as you can see, it continued all the way down. So I'm not too sure. Let me just check. Yeah, it was definitely this morning. Why am I looking? I see. I think because, of course, the timing is slightly different to TradingView, so I've marked up this low wrong. I'm pretty sure. Um, okay, so if we go on the 1 hour, maybe our Asia lows are here. It's confusing me because the British clocks have gone backwards, so I don't know if it updates. So maybe, yeah, okay, it was this candle here that broke out. So this is, I'm just looking at it way too late. um yeah, it just looks very, very different on TradingView. And I was looking on TradingView and I put the trade on there. But yeah, so let's just have a look at this again. We break out here to the downside. So that is our 12 o'clock candle. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same. Why is this not working? All right, my screen is being a little bit laggy. So sure I took it here. This is where it looks like it was. Because can you see, guys, see here? You can actually see. I'm going to take this away for 2 seconds because this was the area that I entered for a continuation, and this was where I got stopped out. Here. So it literally only just stopped me out, and then it came down because where I wanted to enter, obviously none of this stuff was here. I was using this as my high. But essentially what I was doing was I was using the liquidity from Asia low that we broke out of. We broke out of Asia low, then we wait on our 15-minute to actually wait and see a bit of structure. Then I use the 5 minute for that entry. So this, was correct, but we just got stopped out. So that's been my only stop loss for today. I don't know why that was so confusing. I think it's because I'm literally looking at the times and they're different to the actual time that I remember taking this trade. But the only reason why I like to use TradingView still sometimes is because there's an indicator that marks up my highs and lows of Asia. Whereas obviously on here, we're going to have to do it manually and work out where that is, because if we have a look, I'm going to try. Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah, it was fine. We broke out of Asia low here. Sorry guys, that's completely my fault. We broke out of Asia low here, and this is why I got my bias for my sell. And obviously I was already in my sell, but I was happy to actually take a continuation with this. Just reading some of your comments. ABC, the cells look very clean though. How do you identify price strength? Sorry, guys, I'm literally just reading some of your comments. Are you having candle confirmation? Oh, it's lagging a little bit. Naveen, I'm still not trading US 30. I know everyone wants me to trade US 30, but in all honesty, I am still just trading my 5 pairs just because, I feel like I don't want to trade too many things. So I know US 30 is very clean. A lot of people say how clean it is, but I'm happy with trading 5 pairs just because, that's a lot. Like I was trading a couple more currency pairs along with all of this, along with copper. And honestly, I just got complete overwhelm. Like, I don't feel like we need to be trading that many instruments. Euro USD short as per my analysis. Nice push. Yeah. So, like I said, guys, the stop loss that I took was here. We broke out of Asia lows. This gave me my bias of sales, but I was waiting on the lower time frame for some structure to be created, which it was started to pull back up here. This is where we saw some structure on the 15-minute. It created a high here. Then I dropped down to the 5-minute to see if we could actually get some new bearish structure. So here, we started, no, up here, sorry. This was the low that we broke. So here was my confirmation, that I wanted to get in. We did have this big rejection up, and then I decided to get in here. But yeah, I had my stop loss just above this high. We're now looking at it. We did have a lot of, if we look at the 50-minute, we did have quite a bit of consolidation. So probably to be on the safer side, I should have just put it at the highest point, which was this bit here, and then we would have stayed in, and that's still only a 8 pip stop loss. That's still not a crazy big stop loss, but we just live and we learn. I'm going to journal that, and yeah, just looking at it, I'm happy with everything else. Followed the system, but I would say, we were in a bit of consolidation, so I probably should have just put my stop loss above all of the highs. Yeah, exactly. We want to make sure we're not constantly confused. Did you work on liquidity? Yeah. So, do you only have 25K account? No, I have a 25K account. I have like 350K accounts. It's not my only account, but I wanted to do a Lightning account. So trendline liquidity, I don't really too much. The only thing that I will do with trend lines is trade the trend line breakouts, but on the higher time frames. So if it breaks out of the 4-hour or the daily, which is why I'm in this long position, long-term short position on Euro USD right now. So now that that's stopped playing around, I can actually. So I've got my sell that I entered up here. We are now slowly starting to trail this stop loss, but this was the original position. So entered here, had a 30 pip stop loss. And this is more of like a longer term position. Right now we're just floating at nearly a 1 to 3, but I won't be trailing this to the next point until we hit 1 to 4. So I'm just gonna mark this up here so I can see when we hit our 1 to 4, and then I can trail my stop loss even more. There we go. Sage, your upcoming bias in forex pairs and gold. Guys, why do we keep putting the same questions in? Great, Joseph. I trade Euro USD, GBP USD, and then I trade gold, silver, and NQ. No, Calm Night. I don't really believe in signal groups. To be honest, I believe in education. I help educate people, but I don't believe in signals because everybody's risk tolerance is different. Signals really do promote emotion. So what percentage was your risk on this one? So this was literally less than 0.5. I think it was like 0.3 risk. So we're running at a really nice profit. Yeah, so you can see here where I've trailed my stop loss to 123. Oh god, that's really annoying noise. Sorry, I'm just gonna get rid of Discord in the background there. But yeah, so you can see here I've trailed it to my 1-to-1. So in this trade, I was literally only risking 123. And it's on some nice profit now. You know, on a 25k account, I feel like that's really good because my 1% is 250. So I try to keep around the 0.5. Do you trade with the same confidence on a personal account? Yeah. I really, really like trading on a personal account, to be honest. Just as much, as a prop firm. And obviously ThinkCapital are with Think Markets. So Think Markets is the live trading accounts. And I think they're the only prop firm as well where you can literally transfer your profits straight into your live account. But yeah, no, I like trading live account just as much as prop firm. Yeah, I think there's benefits definitely to both. Okay, so most high probability setup of your trend line, can you explain? So for me, the only trend line trades I will now take is my breakout of a 4-hour trend line. So I'm going to show you gold actually, because I'm also in a gold trade. We're also running in a bit of profit in the gold trade, but because gold, obviously the movements are so much bigger, like where I had to have such a big stop loss, I yeah, I had to really lower my lot size. Okay, so I entered down here. So you can see this is a 4-hour and it is a daily trend line. We broke out to the upside. We broke above this high. So market structure is on our side, but I didn't want to just take the trade here because I understand market structure in the sense of we're currently in the extension, so let's wait for a pullback and ideally a retest on the trend line to show, we're coming here, we're rejecting. And I didn't enter straight away because we came here really, really strong with not a lot of rejection, but then we started to create some resistance to this support area down here. Once we actually started printing some strong green candles, I then entered. I don't think I'm not risk free yet, so you can see here I'm risking $128, which is just a tiny bit over 0.5%. And we're not going to go break even until we hit 1-to-2. If this was like a day trade and my stop loss was like a lot smaller, then I would be going risk free at 1-to-1, which we've already hit. But these positions that I'm in on these, because I've literally taken these trades purely on the 4-hour. I haven't even looked at any lower time frame. So obviously I am expecting much bigger moves, but it will take longer to get there. So our 1-to-2 is up there. We have got this counter trend line here, which is also my safety Oh, okay, we're back. Sorry. I didn't even realize we were back and I'm Okay, let's get sharing the screen again. Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? I know whenever I'm getting technical issues, you can always tell how stressed I get because I'm like, oh god, not this again. Let's start again. Yes, I am back, guys. Okay, so yeah, where I was at with this. Usually usually on a day trade we would go risk free at 1-to-1, but because we have to give these swings extra movement, I don't go risk free until 1-to-2. So I just have to be okay with my risk and what I'm losing. I think someone asked me if I let me just do I lose confidence on your live account? Because when we shift funded to live, our emotions and confidence is totally high as we expect. So how do I control it? You know what? I actually have more confidence on my live account. I know that's weird, but I think because I'm so aware of like the rules and to stay within those rules, I'm more anxious when it comes to live to funded accounts. But in all honesty, you just have to get to a place where you're okay with losses. And I know I've spoken about this plenty of times in our live streams. Um, where I think the majority of us struggle because we're not okay with the loss. And then we're also taking trades where we don't think are high probability setups because we're not even thinking about it. We're just jumping straight in and then thinking, oh no, now I'm anxious because if this goes against me, and then we sit there, we can't stop staring at the screen, we're micromanaging, we come out early, all of these emotions. It's all down to the fact that a lot of people really, really struggle to take losses, not just in trading, but in real life as well. When things don't go our way, or a lot of people have this fear of having a fear of failure. We think that losses mean failure. A lot of people don't want to try things because they're so scared that they're going to fail at it, when actually that's not the right attitude to have, because unless you're already failing if you're not even trying. But most people don't think that way. So you got to realize that most people lose money because most people have all the same types of mindsets. So when you are thinking about trying to be a trader and being part of that 3%, 5% of people that actually do well and make money, you have to be open-minded to think different and doing different. I see it time and time again in my communities where people will literally just do the same thing on repeat and never ask themselves, why am I doing that? And then understanding what they can do and what system they can put in place to manage that. They just think, right, I've spiraled again, close the laptop, let's take a break over the weekend and let's get back to it on Monday. The same thing over and over again. It's never, why did I spiral? What is triggering me? What is causing this spiral? Most people don't think like that. They just think, oh, it's to do with our strategy, whatever, but it's actually just not. Self-awareness is everything. Andrel, is it Angelic? I feel like you're new here, but welcome. Amazing. Sorry guys, just reading what you were saying. So someone asked me what I think for gold next week. One thing that you guys need to know about me, I'm not a predictive trader. I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm a technical, just a technical price action trader. And what I mean by this is that I react to what price is doing. I do not try to predict, try to tell the future. That's not what I do. Yeah, okay, I can kind of work out like little scenarios, but actually, I don't want my ego to take over and for me to think, oh, price is going to go here, gold's going to go here. And then I get fixated on that rather than just seeing the opportunities that are right in front of me. You know, when price was just dropping down here, everyone was like, oh, do you think price is just pulling back now? I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to go with what it's telling me. I'm going to take the trades based off a reaction to what the big players are doing. I'm not trying to beat them. I'm not trying to get sniper entries and no drawdown and blah, blah. I'm not trying to do that. All I'm trying to do is get a piece of the pie once the footprints have been left. Hopefully that makes sense. um, amazing. I'm glad that this could be helpful for you guys. Andre. Oh, you're not new here. I don't know why I haven't seen your name pop up before. But yes, we can only react, but you'd be surprised at how many people try to predict, actually. I would say there's more predictive traders than there are reacting traders. But yeah, so let me just show you guys my NQ break-even trade. So this is where we were. It just suddenly just dropped. Over here. So again, I was using the highs and lows of New York. Not New York, sorry, Asia. It's a bit choppy. It's very, very choppy. I'm not gonna lie. So you know, it was a bit more high risk to enter the trade when price action is looking like this. To be honest. Okay, so got Asia high there. Let me just zoom in for you because this was, maybe I shouldn't have really been too hasty with this breakout, to be honest, because it's only kind of like just. So that was Asia highs. So for me, the liquidity concept that I have here is the session highs and lows. So we've got buyers and sellers at the highs and the lows. So we're going to see how price reacts when we get to these areas. Do we reject or do we break out? So here we got a nice strong green candle. We broke out, but only just. So maybe, you know, I could have slowed down a little bit with my entry, but you know what? This was a risk-free trade. I didn't lose anything. We went break even. We nearly hit my 1 to 2, and this is the thing. You have to be okay with coming out at break even. So many people get so fixated on money, 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 when actually I believe the first thing that you should be doing is protecting your money and then making money after. So we had this breakout here. So this was this 7 a.m. candle. So then we're looking on the 15-minute from 8 a.m. So if I show you guys the vertical line, because then you can visually see. So now you're not looking at any of the old data, you're literally only looking at new data. Once we create a bit of structure, so we got a low here. So for me, once you create structure on the 15-minute, we can then potentially find our entry on the 5-minute. So this is our 15-minute candle. So now we're going to look at data only from 8:30. So let me show you. So here, this is now where we're looking at. We can see, so even though this looks bullish, until we actually break some highs, like we're not actually bullish, this is just candles being printed. I didn't actually count this as a high here. This was a high, then we get this movement coming down here. I basically put a high being here. So we're now just waiting for this high to be broken, which we did. We got this pullback. Then I entered kind of on this area of the breakout, had my stop loss on the other side of the 15-minute low, which was here, 15-minute low. And then we got this nice push up, nearly hit my 1 to 2, but weren't, like I said, when we go 1 to 1, we're risk free anyway. And then it just plummeted. So, it is what it is. That's fine. What's your view on emotion? Because emotion controlling is the main part of this game, right? You are 100% right. And I talk about this a lot during our live streams because I personally think this is the most important part to trading. And this is the part where most people just don't focus on. They focus on the strategy, they focus on everything else, and they never focus on the emotion. There's a reason why you hold on to your losses, you come out of trades early in profit or even in a small loss. There's reasons why you're impulsive, there's reasons why you have a lack of confidence. But what most people just don't do is they don't think deep enough as to why they are getting triggered. Why is it when they're trading do they get triggered by these things? And this is what I mainly work on. Like, this year has been my best year of trading. I've been able to go full time this year, but I've had to really work on myself outside of trading, which again, no one really wants to hear about. We just want to hear about the strategy, and that's fine. But, people ask me all the time, what was my turning point? And for me, my turning point was realizing that the way that I trade was a reflection of who I am and the way I live my life. So, I was someone that wouldn't follow through with the things that I would say. I've been trying to go to the gym and stay consistent my whole life. I've never been able to do that. This is the first year I've ever done that. I'm going to be 29 next month, guys, in December. So, I've had a lot of years of trying to be consistent with certain things. That was never me. And what I was seeing was it was just reflecting straight into my trading. So I actually had to focus on so much outside of trading to actually get good at trading. But yeah, there's reasons to all of our behavior. Do you take partials? No, so I used to take partials, but I actually now just trail my stop loss. Do you think if rate cuts bring some bullish in trend in gold? I mean, for me, I think gold is bullish overall. Yes, I also agree with emotion. Exactly. We all know that emotion stops us from being profitable, yet this is the stuff that people don't want to work on. So, you can only help people so much before you have to really start looking and understanding your actions. Okay, so oh my god, I remember you from Guess Who's a Profitable Trader. Oh yes, I was in that episode. Okay, right guys, let's I'm gonna just give a few little tips on how I personally manage my emotions. And then we will do our giveaway. But one of the things for me when I started to actually manage my emotions was to become aware of the behavior that I was doing. So I was very impulsive, couldn't stick to my word. I was very greedy. I had no trust. Like, literally every single issue most traders had, that was me, but with every single one of them. I had to understand why I was getting triggered this much. And it was actually to do with my relationship with money. So I actually started to have to get very aware of this behavior so that I could stop it from happening. But also, I had to learn that I can't just do the same things and expect a different result. So, like I said, I actually started to implement a lot of what I wanted to do in trading in my life. Like, I was speaking to one of my students and she was telling me, no, I'm not a patient person, like outside of trading, but within trading, I'm going to be patient. I said, that's not going to work. If you are an impatient person, you are not going to suddenly be patient in trading. It is honestly a reflection. So I have like kind of little systems and exercises in place for me to really manage and look after my emotional state, basically. Yesterday XAU and now Euro USD. Good choice. I am just no trolling. Haven't received any giveaways so far. Maybe do you have any extra work except trading? So obviously I work with ThinkCapital. But yeah, no, I literally trade and I also help and teach others to trade. But that's not like a really big thing. There's literally like there's hardly anyone. Like I was doing it purely mainly out of passion, really. But yes, so guys, I'm excited. Yeah, I didn't promise you that, Calm Light. I wouldn't ever promise anyone. We're literally doing this at random. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. I think a lot of traders is impatient over time. But yeah, thank you so much for your comments and everything, guys. I'm literally choosing someone at random. I can't promise anyone anything. It has to be random. First winner is X Max 666. So I'm going to type it in and then X Max 666. So if you, oh yes, there we go. There he is. He's still there. X Max. X Max 666. You are our first winner. Make sure you screenshot this, and when you send it to me, um, just because a lot of people just pretend to be other people. Okay, so our next winner is we have Sade 12. Say Eid 12. I always, you guys make me feel so. Say hi to me. I will. You guys make me feel so bad when I obviously don't pick you, but is that a complete random? So no, I was just saying to the winners, if you screenshot my comment and then screenshot your profile to me, um, screenshot your profile to me when you message me. Okay, so our next winner is our last and final winner of the week is okay, Gray Joseph. Are you still here? Gray Joseph? Gray Joseph. Oh, I'm so bad at spelling. I'm trying to Gray Joseph. Why is this not working, Joseph? There we go. You are our winner. Gray Joseph. So yeah, sorry, Calm Night. I remember you now. You were saying that you hate me from last week. Gray Joseph. After all of that, he's just like thanks. Congratulations, and yes, it's picked at complete random. But we do this every single week, guys, and I just really appreciate your time and your support. So guys, the people who have won a account the way that you can claim your account is by messaging me on Facebook. All you need to do is drop me a message, screenshot screenshot the comment, screenshot your profile. It's just Doey Trades on Instagram. My only account is the one with the blue tick, so then you'll know. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. You are all amazing, and I'm really sorry. Calm night, you are hating me again. One of these days, you're going to be my winner. I know it. But yeah, thank you so much, and congratulations to our winners. Let's. I want to hear that you're getting funded. Have a great weekend. Gray Joseph doesn't hate me this week. I'm pretty sure he hated me last week. See you guys later. Bye.